Hey folks, it's Tiffany. I'm back and I've got another episode of Meet the Trainers for you. This is a busy Sunday. We've been doing a lot of recording, and I have the man of the hour, our illustrious host, Mr. Wayne Dobbs, none other than the one, the only. So I will take a moment of personal privilege here and say that Wayne is our point of contact for Dallas Pistol Club, and he and his entire board and their staff and crew, they're always super hospitable to us. They always roll out the red carpet. And so to everyone at TACCon, whenever you see Wayne or anybody from DPC, please, 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 please thank them profusely because TACCon would be who knows where if it weren't for them putting up with us for so long. So thank you, Wayne. We
You're
appreciate it.
very welcome. It's our pleasure to get to do it. We have a good time with it.
It's super fun. But tell everybody why you are one of my favorite people on earth.
I don't know, had a lapse in judgment or something.
We'll start with your bio. How about that? That'll
Okay,
be our starting
okay.
point.
Well, a long, long time ago, I was born in Texas, and I'm a fifth generation native Texan. Uh, I'm retired from a police agency on the north side of Dallas, Richardson, Texas. I did 25 years there. I've been in the firearms training world in one form or fashion. Uh, I really hate to say the year, but it's 1980.
Ooh, nice.
And that's when I first went as a young police officer, went to FBI firearms instructor school, and I helped with firearms training in my department, and then ultimately ran department firearms training. I also did quite a bit of academy and in-service firearms training for police academies around the state, and then I spent 2 years overseas in Iraq as a State Department police trainer and ran a firearms training program there for a couple of years in Baghdad. Um, I I have to say that when I talk about firearms training with other firearms trainers, very few of them have been mortared, rocketed, or shot at while they were trying to conduct firearms training. So it's that was quite a time. I am uh, in the firearms and law enforcement industry. I work for Aimpoint as the Western United States professional sales manager. So I have a lot of interaction with law enforcement agencies on a day in, day out basis. And I like to keep track of what they're doing with regard to their training operations. And most of all, I like I like teaching what my old friend and mentor Pat Rogers called average Earth people, and that's what TACCon is to me, is a time to get to spend around real people that have a real need for this information we're delivering.
Absolutely. We love it. And that's why we love having trainers like you. And by the way, as a side note, kudos to Aimpoint and any manufacturer out there that actually has a shooter to lead their sales organization, because that ain't always the case. And you can
No, it's
tell by
not.
the products.
Well, one thing about it's kind of interesting that you say that, because when I look at our team, we are all shooters, and the bulk of us have not only been shooters but have managed deadly force encounters. So we it's an interesting collection of distinguished gentlemen, I guess is the way to put it.
Nice. With a very distinguished gentleman at the helm, mind you. So let's talk about the classroom blocks or the training blocks that you're bringing to TACCon this
Okay.
year. As always, you are teaching about as many classes as anybody. I don't know how you get the energy. I hope I want to be like you when I grow up, I swear.
When
But
you're old like me.
oh gosh. But let's see. Okay, so you're bringing back a version of your trigger control class that everybody loves. It's packed every year. So this year it's called Trigger Options: What, When, and How Fast. Tell us about that class.
Well, we're going to talk about trigger control just like we have in the other classes. This one won't be so much interactive as the other ones that have been, where we were using interactive trigger control drills. This one, I have to give a lot of credit to Justin Dial on this because he has the labels for the type of trigger control. And, I had always realized the differences, but we're going to talk about three different types of trigger management uh, in close quarter encounters. And I'll go ahead and just say what they are: it's crash, roll, and prep. And so we'll very quickly jump in and explore what those are for, what they are, what they're appropriate for, what kind of time frames they either take up or save, and we'll hopefully walk away with something that people can work on or experiment with themselves.
Well, I will just toss out there that if you ever going to take a class specifically on that one fundamental of trigger control, you want to take it from Wayne Dobbs because I rarely have I seen someone who shoots with such a mathematically precise cadence. And that comes, I mean, you could tune a metronome by the cadence of your shooting. I mean, it's really fascinating to watch, and I've always admired it. I love that you're teaching trigger control, and I think that our TACCON attendees are super lucky to have the opportunity to get that training. So thank you for that.
Sure.
But wait, there's more because Wayne, you are also bringing two more new classes actually. So let's talk about high value defensive pistol drills. That sounds like fun.
Yes, this is going to be, we're going to jump in and explore four or five, probably time frame wise, maybe four or five drills that people can take and use to develop and test skill. They're going to be relevant to actual defensive encounters. They're not competition drills. They're going to be fundamentally driven so that people can assess what their capabilities are at any given time, and also give them something to strive for. Uh, it's going to be very practically driven. It's not. I'm not against competition shooting, but I kind of talk about performance shooting and being the same as learning how to drive NASCAR. It's lots of fun to watch and it's exciting, but it has almost zero relevance to what we're doing in everyday defensive pistol encounters.
That sounds amazing. You took the words out of my mouth. I was going to say, sounds very practical. And then that's exactly what you said. So fantastic. And then last but not least, you are introducing another new live fire class, which I love. It's called Introduction to Pistol Mounted Optics. And I think this really fills a void at TACCON because, we've always had our hardcore irons and our hardcore optics, but we've never had a bridge between the two that I
Right.
know of. So it sounds like that's exactly what this class can do. Can you tell us a little more?
Yes, it's going to be, again, my fundamentally driven brain on teaching is what this is going to be about. And everybody, is at least dipping their toe in the pistol mounted optics water, whether they're going, full tilt and saying this is the way I'm going to do it, or whether they're saying, okay, I tested that, now I'm back to irons, or whether they say I'm going to do a little bit of both. Doesn't matter. We're going to talk about how the whole pistol presentation uh, is going to be what drives success with optics, and being able to use optics as reflexively or as intuitively as we've used irons for years. Uh, and a lot of it's going to be talking again about the fundamentals of grip and presentation of the pistol being what makes it a success or not on finding dots. Um, as a come on, if everybody that's watching this will pay attention to an Aimpoint and Glock cooperative announcement on Tuesday morning at 9 o'clock Central, they will see a new product concept in pistol mounted optics coming. And if you're in this class, I will bring several of those products for you to test the waters with also.
Wow, what a tease. Nice. I love it.
I
That's
can't
a
say
man
any
who
more
works
without getting in trouble.
That's a man who works in a marketing world, ladies and gentlemen. There you have it. I love
And
it.
I'm a terrible salesperson. I just say, hey, here's what this is, here's what it does, here's what it doesn't do, and let everybody make their own decision. I'm not a good arm twister. I'll put it that way.
Well, yeah, I was gonna say, I think that makes you a fantastic salesperson, especially here because you don't BS people and you let people be adults and be intelligent consumers, and we all appreciate that. And you treat your students with the same respect, which is why I'm always so honored to have you grace us with your talents at TACCon. Thank you so much, Wayne. And I am just floored by the fact that you have been training since I was 2 years old. So that's amazing. Which is why you're so good at what you do. I love it. I love it.
I love it too. It's that gives me all the energy I need to keep rolling. I'm always energized and gratified when I get to spend time around people like that.
Well, we can't wait to see you. I'm looking forward to it. I'm going to give you and your wonderful family great big hugs in Dallas, and we can't wait. See you then.
Good deal. Thanks.